Okay, we're going to make some homemade chicken fajitas, really quick and easy. We're going to start with 3 chicken breasts, and then we're going to trim the fat and then slice them in thin strips. When you slice them, they should be nice and thin, long strips like that. Okay, now I'm going to continue cutting them up now. Okay, once the chicken is cut, you can make them in strips like this, or you can leave them like that as long as it's thin. If it's too fat for you, you can put them in thinner strips. After the meat is cut, I like to put it in a little bit of water there. And then after that, I'm going to add some vinegar to it. Add some vinegar to the wash. Right in there to the chicken. Just a little bit of white distilled vinegar. That's actually to help get rid of that chicken smell. And we're going to let it soak in there for just a couple minutes, and then we'll be ready to put it on the fire. Okay, when we take it out of the water and the vinegar, we basically drain out all the water that we can. I add a little bit of seasoning. That's a little bit of seasoning salt that's going on top of that, followed by some garlic. This is granulated garlic. I'm a big fan of garlic. We're going to add in some black pepper here. A little bit of black pepper. Again, this seasoning will be to your taste, so it's whatever you like, basically. I'm going to add in some crushed red peppers into this, just to give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit, make it a little bit spicy. After this, just stir it all up, let it marinate for a bit, and we're going to get the vegetables ready while this marinates. Okay, the veggies that we'll need for the fajitas, we'll need 1 bell pepper, actually 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, 1 onion, and what we're going to do is we're just going to slice these into thin strips and get them prepared until the meat is cooked, and we'll go and put the meat on the fire in just a minute. Okay, as you can see, the bell peppers I've cut into long thin strips, the red ones and the green peppers, and of course always make sure that you wash your vegetables. That's why I'm putting them here into the sink in the colander, and that's going to be rinsed. Same thing with the onions. Some people don't like to wash the onions, but I wash all my vegetables. You just never know. So anyways, I like to rinse them off, and then after that we'll be ready for cooking. Okay, now we're ready actually to start cooking. I've got the fire on, probably not all the way high, but number 8 actually on my stove, maybe 3/4 of the way. I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil. Again, it's to your liking and depends on how much meat that you have. That's probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons that I have in there. And when that heats up, then we put the meat in to let the meat start cooking. And once the meat is cooked totally, then we can add the vegetables. So let's let that heat, and then we'll add the chicken. Okay, we have the chicken cooking here, and you can see that, of course, the chicken is still pink. With this thin strips, it's not going to take very long to cook. I like to make sure that my chicken is well done. Some people time it 8 minutes, 10 minutes. I just look at it, and once you know that, being that it's thin strips and that there's no pink left, you know that your chicken's nice and cooked, and that way you won't get any salmonella. You don't want to get anybody sick here. So make sure that the meat is well cooked before adding your vegetables. Okay, as you can see, the chicken is pretty much cooked. It's been actually about 10 or 11 minutes cooking time, but while it is cooked, I like to give the chicken a little bit of color. So I like it just a little bit brown. So I'm just going to let it fry here just a little bit until it gets just a little bit brown, and then I'm going to add the vegetables. Okay, and as you can see, the chicken has gotten a little bit of a brown to it, slightly. It only takes about a minute or two for that to happen. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add in the medley of peppers, red peppers, green peppers, and onions, just to the top. And then after a little bit, I'm just going to give it a little turn here, so it can actually get cooked in with the chicken in there. And then after that, we're going to add a little bit of seasoning. Okay, I'm getting a little assistance from my son Joshua here. He's actually going to pour the seasoning in there. We've been letting the bell peppers and onions cook for about 2 minutes. And as you can tell, it's cooking very nicely. It smells great. Okay, Josh, go ahead and pour the seasoning in there. All around. There you go, all over. And that's actually a packet of fajita seasoning that can be store-bought. You know, it's just to give it that authentic flavor there. You use the pack seasoning, and it's gonna. I wish you could smell it. It smells really good right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that simmer just a little bit. I'm going to give it a turn. I'm going to simmer it and then cover it just for a couple minutes. Okay, it's covered. It's been simmering for about a minute or two. And basically what we're going to do now is we're just going to turn off the fire here, because I don't like my vegetables completely overcooked. So that way, you know, now it's going to finish cooking the rest of the way. And what you're going to do is serve it up with some flour tortilla. Put a little cheese, a little sour cream, some jalapenos if you like. Of course, to your taste, and of course, add the mixture of fajitas, the fajita mix here, and enjoy. Hope you enjoy it.